It's the fall of the year, and that means you've got a couple more weeks of good weather before your weather just goes away completely. At least if you're around here. If you're in the deep south, you might have more time. If you're up north, your season may be really close to being over.
Yep.
But I'm hoping that you've got a couple more weeks to participate in the contest. You might remember my friend Deet here and his Chevelle. We did a feature on this car last year, and we'll show you a few seconds of that right now. This is Deet.
Hey, how are y'all doing?
Deet's going to show us this car. This is a nice Survivor 283 Power Glide car, and you've owned this since what, 1973?
I bought it October the 10th, 1973 for $750.
We decided to get this out today. It's a pretty day, the leaves changing colors, take a couple pictures, and thought, you know what, this would make a really good contest for all of you. So we found a nice background for this car. Take a couple pictures, and we'll talk about the contest here shortly. But first, be nice to have some do's and don'ts.
Yeah.
Because
what to do, what not to do, because that'll break you or make you.
When we did the last live stream car show that you guys were all invited to participate in, 227 entries for that, so it was a great response, and I thank every one of you guys for what you sent. I noticed that some pictures were better than other pictures, and I don't really care about the car you're taking a picture of. I care about what kind of effort you put into photographing it. So we want to talk a little bit about what to do, what makes for a good photo, and I'm sure we'll be able to show you some examples of what makes for a subpar photo.
Yeah, and it can be very subtle differences that can make it, or like I say, break it, right? You know?
So, you know what? I'm not a professional photographer. I just like cars, and I can probably help you make your photos a little bit better, hopefully. So we're going to do some do's and don'ts, and check it out. And we'll talk about the contest rules at the end of this video.
Thank you.
So talking about things that may help you take better pictures of your cars and some things you may want to avoid, we wanted to find a place that was really close to where Deet lives, because if you have to drive to, you know, a picturesque place or put your car on a boat going to Hawaii, well, that kind of defeats the purpose, right? So this is a park. It's just a couple miles from Deet's house, and there's a river in the background. But look at how small a difference it makes if we just turn this way. Now we've got a bunch of signs in the background, and if we keep going, we have a parking lot. We have a busy road that you wouldn't even know was there from the way we'd taken photos earlier. We got Deet creeping around too.
You don't want that in there.
But anyway, it's different depending on what angle. So, you know, choose your angle carefully. Obviously, you might want to favor one side of the car over the other for whatever reason. Where is the sun? See, in this photo, we actually had to, just because of what time of day it was, work with the sun that's in our face. But as you notice, we kind of worked with where it was, where the trees were, what angle we shot, and it kind of works out. It's a big advantage when you can shoot with the sun to your back, because then you don't have to worry about the shadow under the car either. I'll put an example of that in right here. Notice too in this photo, the wheels are straight ahead. That's usually where you want them, unless you're doing a photo of something like a rock crawler or a car with a really crazy wide front wheel you want to show off, or something like that, or the wheels are kind of the centerpiece of the car, like on something with 20 or 22-inch wheels. Then you may want to strategically turn either the wheel or actually the tire itself toward the camera. But for most cars, it looks best with the wheels this way. If your car has, let's say, a supercharger or something like that, you may want a higher angle to show off more detail of the engine peeking through the hood. If your car has a pretty exotic front suspension, you may want a lower angle to show more of that. We left the convertible top up on purpose because it's actually easier to take a good picture of a convertible with the top down because you don't have that long body line. We'll get to that a little bit later, but we also too, when we stopped, we checked to make sure nothing was stuck on the tires. There's leaves, you know, miscellaneous debris. All these little things do contribute to the picture of your car. Also, you want to make sure that your doors aren't ajar. Your hood isn't ajar. Those things ruin the body line in a photo. Just lots of little things like that. You want to make sure the glass is either all rolled up or like on a hard top where you don't have a post. You could have the front and rear window down. That's a nice look too. So do what complements your car and try to get the most out of your photo. Make sure the front or the back of the car isn't cut off in the photo. Believe it or not, we see a lot of that. So you want to do that. Don't constrain yourself necessarily to your height when taking a picture of a car. Notice how we got a lot of detail in the grill here, right? If you're shooting at noon and the sun is overhead, the grill will be pretty dark because this line of the body overhangs it on older cars. Newer cars, it's not even a concern. Just a really small amount of LED light, a mirror, even a reflector, anything can reflect light back up under the grill to make sure you don't lose that detail. I know that, say, an E-body Chrysler is really bad for that because the grill is so sunken back in under the hood. But if your car, you want the details in the grill to pop, make sure that you have a little bit of artificial light, a very low setting artificial light or reflector up below it so that doesn't get lost. Today, with where the sun is, it's not a problem on this car. Note where your windshield wipers are parked. These are down where they're supposed to be. If they're up just a little, you'll probably notice them more than anybody else, but it does take away a little bit from the photo. All in all, I think this car photographs well, but anyway, we just thought we'd show you some of the things we think make for a little bit better photo. And so we pulled in here to Kroger, just a mile away, and we're showing you kind of what makes for a bad photo. But right now, I'm taking a picture right into the sun, and you can see it puts a good glare across the hood, but it makes it a lot harder. And look at the shadow you get down here too. The more the sun is in your face, the more shadow you're going to get under the car. We can avoid that to show you the difference. This side is still a terrible background, but you don't have the shadow to contend with. One thing you will notice in this photo, or look at the parking lot stripes. Notice the difference too when you have one window down and other windows up. See how it looks completely different between the window glass and then the quarter glass, the vent window, and then the window glass itself is down. Yeah, try to avoid that.
See my shadow in there. You don't.
Yeah, right. You can see deep shadow lurking in the background. Is a light pole growing out of the top of your car? So I hope that helps you guys take your photos. Thanks to Deet for letting us get the Chevelle out and have a little fun, take some photos, cruise around town a little bit. We're going to have full contest details below in the video description. The judges, we're going to have judges pick some winners though. I'm going to be a judge. Adam from Hoosier's Garage is going to be a judge, and the Uncle Kathy DeFeo of Uncle Tony's Garage, we're going to be judges. And we're going to pick the 3 of the winners, and we're going to have 12 winners total because there are 12 months on a calendar. So the winners are all going to appear on a calendar, and we'll give each winner a calendar, and the calendars will be for sale. So we're going to have calendars for sale to offset the prizes for the winners. So full contest details, prizes and all in the description, and how you need to submit your entries. Some things we know are going to be hard and fast. Like for one, we only want one entry, one photo per YouTube username. So if that's going to help, because the guy can't have 15 entries, that would be an unfair advantage. Also, what you have as far as a car is not nearly as important as what kind of photo you take. I want the guy with the primered four-door Civic to have just as good a chance of winning as Deet here with his beautiful Chevelle. So we are looking for photo quality, not what kind of car or how popular it is or what somebody else thinks is a cool ride. That has no bearing on it. Also, if your photo has a green screen or a CGI background, it'll still be in the stream for the car show. It'll still be in the slideshow on my channel, but it will not be in consideration for the calendar. So if you airbrush in a blower or wheels or something like that, or lake pipes, I can still put it in the slideshow, but it will not be eligible for the calendar. Part of this is going out and finding that good background and that good lighting, and you know, use effects at your discretion. If you modify these photos and do work on them, it may help you, it may go against you. You never really know, but I would just say I would keep computer effects and photo effects to a minimum. But anyway, full details are going to be below. I wish you guys good luck. The contest will open as soon as this video comes out. All photos, all entries are going to be in a slideshow on my channel, just like the one we did in January of 2021. It'll be that same kind of slideshow. But the top 12 will make the calendar, and I wish all you guys luck. Other than the judges, everybody else is eligible, so get to scoping out good backgrounds, fix anything you need to on your cars, get them in good shape for the photo, and I look forward to seeing your entries.
This is John. Getting ready to do a little jump rope.
That's what I'm doing.
With a microphone cord.
It's like double dutch here, trying to untangle these cords.
All right.
I think a bug gets in my bag at night and just decides to put 7,506 twists on this thing. I don't even know how they get that bad. Right.
My responsibility stopped after the luring them in. I went away. I don't know what happened in there.
Officer, I did not drive the van.
No, sir. I just
I
lured them.
Operated the door.
That's right.
All right. Well, after all that.
Oh, you better go ahead. All right, action.
God, I'm not cut out to be an actor. Who do you think I am? The guy that did that fine performance as Deputy Alden?
He was great.
Man, he was, wasn't he?
He looked so much younger then.
Deputy Alden from Country Justice.
Yeah.
What an amazing actor. Is he still alive? He's got to be 114 by now.
Can't I have my lawyer present for this?
No. What we came to ask you about has nothing to do with your court case. What we want to talk to you about is kidnapping. Are you aware that kidnapping is a felony offense? The only thing that carries any greater penalty is murder. And under certain circumstances, kidnapping can even incur the death penalty. Or at the very least, it means serious prison time. 10 years, maybe 20 years. How much time do you think your grandfather has to live?
Listen, I appreciate you gentlemen coming here to tell me about the law.
Violating a federal law is not a game.
Neither is deciding whether or not my child will live or die, although the court seems to think it is. Is that all?
Yeah, that's all. We'll show ourselves out.